Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today I'll share with you all tin mutton palusami recipe which I've made in the oven, and this is Fiji style. So in terms of ingredients, we've got some fresh taro leaves from our garden here, the nice big taro leaf. We've got some smaller ones as well hiding at the bottom over here. Now we've got some chili that I've crushed up over here. Now you want to add this according to taste. We've got onion that we'll add to this. We'll add tomatoes to this. We'll add garlic to this. You can add ginger if you want to as well. And I like to use the combination of coconut cream and coconut milk in my palusami. You can add only cream if you want to, or milk if you want to as well. We'll be using some corn mutton here. Now you can use any bread you wanted. This is just what I've got access to, and we'll use some salt. Now just be mindful with salt because this already has salt in there, so you don't want to end up putting a lot of salt in there. Now you could also use lemon if you've got access to lemon as well, so you could, instead of using this tomatoes, you could also use lemon. But what I'll do is I'll use this because we've got a lot of this, and it's summer here in Auckland, so this is just growing quite a lot in our garden. But there we go, that's all our ingredients. I am making a small batch, so you can use more or less of whatever you want to if you are making a bigger batch. First things first, we'll make our sauce. So we'll add in our coconut cream and coconut milk. To this, I'll add in my tomatoes. Now, the amount of tomatoes you add in here really depends on you and your personal preference. If you want a lot of tomatoes, you can add a lot more. If you don't want a lot of tomatoes, you don't need to add a lot of it. So I've got about 8 tomatoes that I had chopped up here. So I'll probably end up, I'll just give this a good mix. So I'll probably end up using, I'd say, about 5 tomatoes. So I'll go ahead and continue to add this in here. We'll go ahead and add our onions now. So I've chopped about, I'd say, 3 onions here. And it depends on your personal preference how you want it. So in terms of the way I figure it out, I'll add things in there and I'll give it a mix, and I just see what the consistency looks like. If I want to add more, I add more. If I don't want to add more, then I don't. We'll add chili according to taste now as well. And we'll also add garlic according to taste as well. So what you want to do is you want to give this all a good mix. And then once you've added your salt, you can give it a taste before you start assembling this. Beautiful. We'll add salt according to taste now as well. Now remember, tin mutton already has salt in there. So give this, add your salt, give it a taste, and see if it needs to be, if more needs to be added to this. If it does, then you add more. If not, then you don't need to. So what I'll do now is I'll go ahead and add my tin mutton to this. And then give this all a good mix. You want everything to be incorporated really, really nicely. So what I've got here is I've pre-cut my foil so that it's a bit more easier for me when and less messy when I start assembling it. And what I like to do is I always like to take the bigger leaf at the bottom, and then I'll add a few smaller leaves to it, so 3 in here, and make like a well with your hand, and we'll go ahead and take our mixture and we'll add that to this. Now you do want to add quite a bit of mixture if you want to. I mean, if you don't want a lot of mixture, then you don't have to. What I do is I'll put another 2 in here. And I'll put my mixture in here. Nice. So then what I do is I just take it like that. And because I've used a bigger leaf, there's no mess. And it's just a really nice clean finish. And then I'll just take my foil. And there we go. That's one done, so I'll go ahead and repeat the process now. So all my packs are done, and I'll just put this in a tray and put this in the oven now. So my oven is heating at 180 degrees, And I'll cook this for an hour and a half at 180 degrees. There you go. That's all in there, so I'll go ahead and put this in the oven now. We'll go ahead and see what's happening. That's smelling really, really good. It has been about an hour and a half at 180 degrees. So what I've done is I've actually reduced the temperature to 160 degrees, and I'll let this cook for another half an hour. So this is all done. In total, it took me about 2 hours to cook this. So 180 degrees for an hour and a half, and then I brought the temperature down to 160 degrees, and I left it in there for half an hour. So what I'll do now is I'll let this sit here and rest for about 20 to 30 minutes before I'll open it up and we look into it. Now you can either let this sit on your bench top, or you can leave it in the oven as well. Just make sure you've turned off your oven when you're letting it rest. Here we go. So that's all done. Now what you want to do is you do want to check with a fork and a spoon to see if your taro leaf is all cooked off. Now if it's not cooked up, then what you want to do is you do want to put it back in the oven for it to cook off, because if taro leaf is not cooked off nicely, you can end up having a very itchy throat. So also when I let this sit for half an hour, what I did was I actually ended up putting it back in the oven so that the residual heat from the oven continued cooking it as well, and it has come out really, really perfect as well. We actually ended up putting some lamb shank alongside my palusami as well. So we've got an oven roasted lovo. So I'll give you a close-up look of this, and we've had a really good quick taste as well, and it's tasting really, really nice. Now I know there's a lot of cream in my one because we prefer it with a lot of cream, but if you don't like a lot of cream, you just need to put less of the mixture in there. But there we go, that's a close-up look of it. Now do try this recipe at home and let me know how it turns out. If you do try any other recipes that I do post, let me know how that turns out as well. Now feel free to like, share and subscribe, and also let me know what else to post. Take care guys. Bye.